What's going on, guys? It's IcyRhythms. Welcome back. And in this video, I want to discuss the Bethesda conference, but in particular, obviously, as a big Fallout fan, I want to talk about Fallout 76, and we will get to that. First of all, let's get the good out of the way, because none of the good stuff is coming from Bethesda Game Studios. As the publisher, they've been really great in the last 4 or 5 years. Really, really great, and I'm definitely going to praise them for that. There's a lot of single-player games, and I appreciate that. They deserve that praise. So Rage 2 it looks insane. I think I said on Twitter, it just looks like a combination of like everything that makes games like Bulletstorm, Doom, and obviously the original Rage, everything that makes those games great. It seems like this game, it has that. It's just over the top fun, complete madness, a lot of stuff that's probably not going to make a lot of sense. It's going to have, quite a bit of humor, it seems. And then we got the God. We got that Doom sequel. I am really excited, man. I want to talk more about Doom, and we may do that in another video. Doom 2016 is it's like sex in your mouth or something. You just can't believe that you're playing a game that looks like this and playing it at like 120, 130 FPS with pretty much everything maxed out. I mean, it's just incredible. The gameplay is so fluid. It's so solid. It's so satisfying. There isn't a better shooter this generation, in my opinion. And if I hadn't played Witcher 3 a year late, then, Doom 2016 would have been my 2016 game of the year. In some ways, you could argue that it still is, but I'm excited. We don't get the gameplay reveal, it seems, until August, and I guess we'll probably get like a May or June release date for the Doom sequel if I had to guess. And then they went on to discuss some really cool Prey DLC and some other features and updates that are going to be completely free, and I think that is awesome. That is absolutely awesome, and from what I understand from those that completed the game, it's a very, very underrated experience. People don't understand why it didn't sell well, so, I can't remember what came out around that time, but it may have had something to do with it. It may not have been as dry of a month as I'm remembering, but I'll have to go back and check. And there were some other things, some stuff that I just don't really care about. My tastes, those other games didn't really suit all that well for the most part. But then, obviously, we got Fallout 76. And I'm just going to tell you this now, and I'm probably going to repeat this countless times in other videos. I am not happy. I am not happy with this. This was their chance to give us the apology game. This was Bethesda's chance to show that they really do care about making good role-playing games, good deep role-playing games with great mechanics, deep mechanics, very feature-rich stuff, and they didn't do that. This game is, I think, what some had it in their minds already. Some of the journalists that were leaking, being very vague with their information, kind of Rust or the Forest with a Fallout skin over top of it, and that seems like exactly what we're getting. This game is not an RPG. It is far from an RPG. This was happening already with 4. Like you could see that there was something wrong, and the direction that they wanted to take with Fallout was obviously not the correct one. Again, a lot of this is just my opinion, but I mean, you can couple some of the facts. There is multiplayer in this game. There's co-op in this game. This game is very, with your friends, family, and randoms focused. And I think they actually said on Twitter that there are no NPCs in this game. So my question continues to be, who's going to give the quests in this game? Am I going to run back and forth to the Overseer? Like, how is this going to work? I mean, do me and my friends just sort of make up our own quests and our own story as we go along? That's kind of lame. That is definitely not... I want to play that with other games. Other games like that can be fun, especially games that have superior engines, more capable engines. I enjoy games like that from time to time, but that's not what I want from Fallout. It's just Bethesda, I don't want to say that they've given up, but it feels like, it really does feel like they do not care about Fallout. It just feels like they're using the name because it's popular at this point, and more gamers than ever before know what Fallout is. And in part, that's, credit to Bethesda for Fallout 3, but I mean, this is not, no one asked for this. Definitely no longtime Fallout fan asked for this, and I'm disappointed. I am very disappointed. I don't even know what this is now. I don't know if this is like an open world shooter or, like I said, Rust, Forest, and Borderlands all just sort of, combined into one. And, no one's going to be playing this game trying to help you. There's going to be a lot of trolls in this game. If you're looking forward to that experience where you're going around in this shared open world with other people, they're just going to be taking you out at any cost. Like any chance they get to mess up your day, to mess up your game, that's what they're going to be doing. I think this is going to cause a lot of people to probably rage. I can tell you right now, I'm not buying this game day one. I am not buying this game day one. I will wait until it is very, very cheap because I have little to no interest in Fallout 76. And that is crazy for me to say that, but I should have known. I should have known that this was coming after what we got with Fallout 4. Someone told me recently, you're just kind of a hater. These games are evolving. Yeah, a lot of games evolve. A lot of IPs evolve, but they evolve into something what is hopefully better than what was already given to us. People that have played the new God of War, for example, they say that they prefer that style of play, that sort of gameplay to the older games, and more power to them, but it turned out to be a great game. When you make the move in the right direction and you evolve on existing mechanics and borrow stuff from some other games that work great for your IP, that makes sense. But when you see, the thing is something like God of War is still a great action game. Fallout 76 is not going to be a great RPG. There is a huge difference there. There's a huge difference in changing what we're getting from the gameplay mechanics and RPG standpoint. Fallout 76, if Fallout 4 was a little bit of an RPG, if you want to be nice and say that, Fallout 76 is not an RPG at all. This is a disaster. Bethesda, you've really disappointed me. Congrats on announcing Elder Scrolls 6 and Starfield just to shut people up, because I assure you that's why those games were announced. So people will shut up. They'll stop asking about them. Yes, we're making them. Yes, they're in development. You can leave us alone now until we're ready to talk more about those games. And that's the only reason they were announced. That's it. That's all, people. And Fallout, I think the most disappointing thing, there's a couple of disappointing things, many, but the most disappointing thing for me is because they've spent the last 7-8 years making Fallout games, we probably won't get one for at least 10 years with how busy they're going to be with Starfield, trying to market that, trying to get that big new IP out, and then Elder Scrolls 6. It's going to be a huge, mega deal for them. Probably going to be crazy Game of the Year nominations and everything. You guys already know how it's going to go. We don't see Fallout, I think, for at least another 8 years. And I'm just not happy, guys. I'm not happy because even when we get that game, if Fallout 76 turns out to be like really successful for them, maybe some people don't like the, RPG aspects or some of the other aspects and mechanics of the Fallout world, but really this new game appeals to them a lot. So even more people buy this than they did with Fallout 4. If this becomes really successful, then the next Fallout game is just going to be this times 10. And I just can't care about that. If you end up liking this game and it's like the best thing you ever played or one of the best games of the year or something, hey, more power to you. But as a big fan, I'm disappointed. People were like, oh, you should just wait. Stop being a hater. Wait and see what they reveal. Well, it turns out a lot of the rumors and a lot of the stuff that people were already speculating on, based on rumors and based on past events, turned out to be true. So you can shut up that whole hater business and these games are evolving business. When games evolve into something worse, I'm gonna complain, especially when I'm a fan. So that's my take on the Bethesda E3 conference. Given the other games that looked really cool, that looked like a lot of fun, I'm gonna be nice and say, if I'm gonna rate these conferences, that this was like a 5 out of 10 or maybe a 6 if I wanted to be really nice, but like a 5 out of 10. Probably, realistically, it's probably more like a 3 or a 4. Very disappointing, but I can't wait for Doom. Rage looks awesome. Pretty excited for those games. Bethesda, you screwed us over, man. Like, Fallout fans, you did us wrong, and I think at this point, you should probably just pass this IP off to someone else or sell it to someone else, because you clearly just have no interest in making good RPGs anymore. You guys take care. Have a good one. That's my rant, and can't wait to run down those very same things again when I have more to talk about with Fallout 76. You guys take care. Thanks again. Peace.